from 17 once again. This is my Zone of the Enders second runner, extreme difficulty video walkthrough. This is the Bahram battle station. This video is going to consist of the encounters in the ship, and also the Neith boss fight and the Anubis boss fight, even though it's not a boss because it's one of those old school fight the boss but you can't win and you have to kind of lose, which I'm never a fan of, but it happened a lot, especially in the mid-90s, especially around the PlayStation era. But this first room is filled with these interesting spider droids, and they have this shield around them that makes them extremely difficult to damage unless you hit underneath it. The burst attack is your best bet, but the problem is they fire these cheeky lasers at you that interrupt what you're doing, so unless you have adequate spacing, you can't kill them quick enough. This encounter here, you have to kill the mummy head immediately. That enemy is the most dangerous enemy you'll face, aside from the clods. In fact, it's probably more dangerous than them, because it can heal the other enemies, so it can heal its friends, and it'll also do the halberd move where it does 2 pillars of gold light, and if that touches you, think of it as super AIDS from South Park, because 1 teaspoon of super AIDS will kill you in seconds, and so does that laser. It is stupid overpowered. And the one thing you might be tempted to do in this room is immediately go for the cellar there that's breeding more enemies, but I wouldn't worry about it if I'm completely honest. Do not go balls to the walls to damage it, just take your time, keep on picking it apart, and kite the opponents so that you don't get them on your ass and you don't take unnecessary damage. The one cool thing about this game is each of the encounters, for the most they are kind of fair, because they will give you an opportunity to heal from Metatron. They will also be able to checkpoint quite well, so that you don't have to do too much backtracking if you fail. And on this difficulty, one mistake can end up killing you, especially if you get stuck against something and comboed, or if 2 enemies hit you at the same time, you're pretty much dead. There is a very difficult checkpoint coming up on the next mission, and there's going to be a couple of moments of this game which are going to take quite a lot of perseverance, because they're challenging. And out of all the high definition collections that I've played, this is one of the more difficult ones, because the hardest difficulty on this game is serious. It's really serious. But when you move forward in this room, you're going to take on Neith. You can't damage her conventionally. You have to throw the javelins at her, those giant cable things. I don't really know what those sticks are called. They're just kind of metallic rods of some sort. But the boss fight is pretty simple. Go up to a side where there's a ton of them and then spam throw. It doesn't take any skill. The quicker you do it and the luckier you get with hitting her, the faster this encounter will be over. The camera is your worst enemy here, because you don't quite tell when you're close enough to them. Whenever she gets close to you, you need to dash away. And I don't know if you've been holding dash in your experience on this game to move around, but tapping it is faster and it makes you more mobile. The only problem is it's probably going to give me carpal tunnel by the end of this guide, because the amount of dashing you have to do in particular fights is pretty ridiculous. The first real Anubis fight, when you're a broken Jehote, I am fearing that fight, because the amount of dashing you do in it hurt my finger on hard, and this is 2 difficulties higher than hard, so that fight is going to suck dick. But this is Anubis. When I first saw this guy on the demo, when the game came out on the PlayStation 2, I was obsessed with this orbital frame. There's just something about him that looks so cool, and even now this game ages really well, and the design for it, because I was really into Egyptian mythology, and just the look with the wings, and that is such a cool design by Yoji Shinkawa. But you don't have to beat him, you just have to survive, and if you do enough damage, he does kind of force your hand and kick your ass. And that is the end of the Bahram battle station, so thank you for watching. I do apologise that these videos are so quick, but this is an extremely fast-paced game, and unfortunately the frame rate and the performance is nowhere near as good as it should be. That's my one downfall of this game. Why the hell does it not run at 60 frames per second flawlessly? It would be such a better game. But thank you for watching, and you take care now.